Life is meant to be lived.
And on this show, I'm gonna tell you crazy stories of my life. I'm your boy Mush King. You already know, I got a story to tell.
Hey, what it is, everybody? It's your boy Mush King, and you're now tuned into an all-new episode of A Story to Tell, a show where I like to tell my crazy stories of my life, the internet, the music that I'm listening to, and what I'm watching. And you can only find this right here on the CWF network, where we bring you big content in small pieces. What up? I'm your boy Mush King, and I want to welcome you back. Look at me back 2 weeks in a row. Ooh. Y'all not gonna be able to take me with all of this stuff that I'm about to be doing out here in these streets on this microphone. Like, I am just trying to do a whole bunch. But before we even get started, make sure you slide on over to YouTube, because I know all of you got an account. Go ahead and subscribe to the CWF Network channel, where we will be putting up the audio versions of the shows on the network. I know some people like to listen to their podcasts on YouTube, and it's not video as of yet. Coming soon, hopefully. Yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to that, and be sure to follow us on your favorite podcasting platforms, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, wherever else podcasts that you're listening to. But right now you're in the catch up, where I like to catch you up on things that's going on with me. And first of all, let me tell you something. Let me tell you one thing about people who really do the littlest shit. That's the shit that annoys me. So boom, check it, right? I'm over here in the car the other day. I'm just sitting here minding my business. And mind you, my friend lives literally maybe 100 steps from me. So I came out the garage and pulled up the car to, the little back door to his, the back steps of his building. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for him to come out. Now, mind you, black folks, you tell them, oh, hey, I'm downstairs, they coming, but they be taking their time. So he taking his time. So I'm just sitting there, whatever, minding my business. Now, mind you, folks, this is a little side street. It is a side street. There's nothing else on it. It's only used for people to enter the garage. But anywho, they just added painted lines to the street, because people used to use it as a two-way, and that street is literally a one-way. But now they painted lines, and so now they're trying to enforce the rules or whatever. So I'm sitting in the car just minding my business, waiting for my friend to come down the steps. Literally, I had just put the car in park, right? So boom. Let me tell you something. It's always your people. It's always your people. So I'm sitting there. And then, so I see the little security truck. I see it coming up, because it got the little yellow, caution light. So I saw it coming up behind me. So next thing you know, the car pulls up next to me. So I roll down the window, because I'm like, okay. She was like, oh, hey, you can't sit here because it's a fire lane. I said, okay, cool. I'm waiting for my friend to come, outside. He's about to come right now. She was like, yeah, I get that, but you can't sit right here, because if a fire truck comes, then, I was like, then what? Then I'm going to move the car if I see a whole fire truck pull up behind me with sirens on. Ma'am, what are you talking about? So she was like, well, you don't have to get like that. I'm just telling you, you could either move the car or I could call the police. And I'm sitting here how did we even get here? I'm just waiting for my friend to come out his house. I'm literally not bothering nobody. This literally isn't a major street to sit on. And I wasn't even bothering nobody, just minding my business, and I'm not staying here long. I'm just staying here until he gets in the car. So finally I just pulled off and literally drove in a square. So I took a right and then a right and then a right, and I was back on the same street. So as soon as I pull up back around, here comes my friend coming outside. Literally the amount of time it took me to make those easy 3 rights, my friend was outside. So even if I would have sat there, I don't think that I would have been in the way of a imaginary fire truck if it came. But that shit really had me vexed for days, because I'm like, yo, why the fuck do people always be messing with me? I don't even say nothing to nobody. I mind my business. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and they just be messing with me. But that was just a quick little story I had to tell you about that. But daylight savings time is here, folks, and I am super excited. Yesterday, it got dark around 7:30. I wanted to pull out the grill. But Atlanta's playing right now with this weather, because it is literally frosty again. But I know that the good weather is on the horizon. So I'm just sitting here waiting patiently for that. And also, I am looking for, in other news of catching up with things, I am looking for new voices for the network. So that's what I've been working on as of late. Now, the next round of people that I want to get on this network, like I literally want them to be personalities, like people who want to do this seriously, people who want to take this to the next level. Like those are the people that I'm really looking to work with. Like I love everyone who has come through this network for a variety of reasons. But, like I always say, it's my dream as to what I'm trying to build this network to be. I can never rely on anyone else to step up and live up to the dreams that I have in my head, because these may not be your dreams. You may have dreams to do something else. But, the next line of people that I want to have, like, I've noticed over the years that I just thrive off of other creatives. So if I see you doing the work, if I see you putting in the work, if I see you getting better, and like I'm just gonna try to pour into that, because I think that those are the people who are least looked upon, because it's just like, oh, what are they doing? They post too much, they talk too much. That's the person I'm looking for. The person who don't care, the person who's just gonna do what they have to do to make this grow. Because at the end of the day, I can give you a podcast, you can come on this network all you want, but if you're not doing the work, then it's like, what's the point of doing it? Because I'm not here to talk for fun anymore. Like I'm trying to build a massive network, and the people that I'm needing to do that with are people who understand what that is. Like, and maybe it's because of my background, working in the music industry, working in the fashion industry, like knowing how cutthroat that is, and also knowing how I appreciated those people who kind of reached their hand out and kind of extended an olive branch at various times when I needed various things. So the next line of people that I want to get, like, I want to get, for my long-term listeners, conversation with friends is something that I really miss. And, Ali D didn't want to do it anymore. And I always thought about like getting someone else and, doing someone else. But maybe it was just a time where it was a time for what it was. We've been doing that show since 2015 and we lasted up until 2020. I mean, with breaks in between. But, we lasted a strong 4 years of doing that show. And I missed that back and forth element that we used to do. So hopefully I either will find someone new for that, or I will find two new friends who can step into that role, and then I just do something different. You guys know that I'm doing Create and Hustle on ESPN Radio, so I am speaking to a variety of creatives there. So if you know a creative who may need a platform to talk about something, go ahead and send them over to me. createandhustle.com is where you can send a little email or whatever, or createandhustle@gmail.com is where you can always submit that. And that's every Thursday at 5:30 a.m. Catch me talking to creative minds. That's what that is. What else? My dog just looked at me like, bro, what are you doing? But I think that's all that I have right now for the catch up. I will be sure to, if I have anything else in the later part of the show, if I have anything else, I'll definitely let you check it out. But I'm going to let you know what my current songs for the week are as we slide on into the PLB.
Oh my gosh. The music just turns me on.
Yeah, y'all hear that in the background. You hear it in the background. And with so much talk about Rihanna, like, don't you just miss the music? And it's so crazy. Like, now we are in March 2022. And actually, is it 2016? I had left DC and I moved back to New York. And I actually end up going to the Rihanna concert, like, for the Anti album. And I remember before that, I didn't even like the album. But then I went to the concert and I was just blown away at the Barclay, even though I was in the nosebleed seats. Like, she put on a show. So ever since then, I've been a fan. And then, that was the last album. We haven't heard nothing since. Like, it'd be great to get some Rihanna music, but maybe she's gonna snap back and want to do some music after she becomes a mom, kind of get back into the game, kind of like, Nicki's doing. Nicki kind of, became a mom, and now she's kind of back doing her thing. I don't know if y'all like those new songs that are out right now, but what I will say about Nicki is that interview she did with Joe Budden the other day was actually really good. That's probably one of the only times that we saw her look human-esque. It's always good to just see people actually in their own element, because a lot of times, like, we don't get to see that side of some of these celebrities who are just constantly beefing on social media and Instagram and shit like that. So it's always good that people can shine and show their personality and show why they became who they became without all the stupidness and the craziness. What else do I have for you? Little Beyonce has a new song, aka Chloe Bailey. She, I think it's a new song out, or a new song that she's pushing out. Like, she's becoming a little star. I appreciate her. But yeah. Actually, and before I get up out the POB, I just want to talk about a blast from the past that I actually listened to this week. Uncle Sam's I Don't Ever Want to See You Again. Have you guys ever heard that song? Like, it's a song that I hadn't heard in a really long time, and I was talking to Ali D on the phone. Shout out to Ali D. And we were actually, like, reading the lyrics to that song. Because, you know, sometimes when you read the lyrics to, like, late 90s R&B, like, they was just talking about foolishness. So go ahead and listen to that song and let me know what you think. Comment where you can. And also be sure to comment on YouTube and let me know what you're listening to, or SoundCloud. But, you know, let's go to this YouTube account. So go slide on over to YouTube and let me know in the comments what you think about, you know, what you're listening to, what you think, like, what happened with Rihanna. Do you think she'll ever release music again? Like, do you think Nicki's gonna have a hit summer on her hands? You know? I don't know, but this was just kind of like an R&B week of, there hasn't been too much new music that I'm listening to. As you guys know, I will put the link to the Mush Life and Times playlist in the description, so go ahead and find that and be sure to check that out on Spotify. Now let's slide over to What You Watching?
Hey, yo, Mushy, what you watching? Check it out.
People, listen. If you want to do yourself a favor and you want to watch something good, go ahead and slide on over to Hulu and watch the movie Fresh. Now, you know those movies they be having at the top of the thing, like they have on Netflix and Hulu, the little popular feature that they're pushing at the moment and shit. So I kept seeing Fresh and I was like, I thought it was like a little rom-com, so I was skipping it because I didn't really think that it was going to be good. But like, I was watching something on YouTube and the clip came up and I was like, wait, you know what? I may have to check this out. So it's about a girl who goes on a date. This is maybe a spoiler alert. It may not be, but she goes on a date with a random ass guy who ends up kidnapping her, but he's selling body meat on the black market. So he ended up taking her butt cheeks, and it's a wild movie. So if I call Ali D, I'm like, bro, you gotta watch this. And he was like, Mush, what the hell do you have me watching? Like, that movie is crazy. So go check that out if you have Hulu, or, you know, borrow your friend's password as y'all normally do. I normally do that. So also Grey's Anatomy is still on. Why? I'll wait. I tried to watch it the other day because, listen, back in the day, I got the flu and I was down for 7 days, and I just put on something on, I think this was on Hulu or Netflix at the time. I just had started Grey's Anatomy from episode 1, season 1, and I actually became a fan because I was sitting there for 7 days. I couldn't go nowhere. So I had got all the way through like all these seasons, but the faces on that show have changed so much, and it's just like, I don't even want to, like, what else can happen? Another bomb, another flood, another tornado, another car crash, another boat crash, another, bomb strapped to chest. Everything that's happened on that show, and I'm ready for them to cancel it. It's like all the shows that you want to enjoy, like Insecure and all the Abbott Elementary, all the good shows. I feel like they all give all the black shows 30 minutes. Like, I feel like that's all like we're worth. And I hate that shit. So, because they'll give these shows, like this show's on like fucking season 72 and they're still renewing it. So, anyways, I want to send my condolences over to the Braxton family. Tracy Braxton passed away, and that was sad that I actually seen that. I was a big fan of Braxton Family Values. It was one of the earlier positive reality shows at that time, so I became a fan. And that's when reality was reality, when they were out. But she actually was a personality that I really enjoyed on there, and I know she did some stuff in radio, and she had a little album where she was on tour. So that was a sad thing to watch. Her kids, her grandkid, her husband, sisters, and mom, and 50 so young. And then as you get older, people, like 50 becomes closer, and then it gets a little scarier because you're just like, damn, that's like 12, 15 years away. Like, it's nuts. Anyways, so RIP to Tracy Braxton. That's really sad. Speaking of Atlanta returns next week, and I'm excited for that. So I gotta go check on. Do y'all go back and watch the last episode of the season when a new season starts? Am I the only one who does that? Because it's like these shows, you be waiting like a year, 2 years, 3 years for it to return, and then you're just supposed to just hop back in and remember everybody. Like, some of these characters don't be memorable like that. So I need to go back and watch that before that comes on. Bel-Air was really good last week, and I can't wait for this week to come. I know, like, we're almost done with this season, man. I'm gonna be mad when that shit go off, because that show could actually last for a really long time if they keep, at it with the storyline. They're not rushing it. They're not taking too long. Like, it's just like a good mix of the show. So SummerTV, you better be good to me, because I'm ready to have some good shows. Like, Netflix needs another like binge-worthy show. Like, I know last year there was Squid Games and everybody was excited for that. So I'm ready to see what the new show or series or limited series movie, whatever it is, whatever it is this summer, I hope that it's good. So let me know, like I said, let me know in the comments below what you watching, and let's slide on out so I can close up the show with the wrap up. Well, the time has come. It's time for me to get up out of here. Guys, be sure to support the YouTube. Like, I'm really trying to grow that, and go ahead and click subscribe on that. Check out all the shows on the network that will be going up there. Plus, like I said, check out Create and Hustle interviews on there as well. You can still catch full episodes of Create and Hustle on SoundCloud and all of your podcasting platforms. And also, leave us a voice message, 347-719-3350. I really want to get this phone number up and going. I had created it because I wanted to feel like a radio thing. So now I'm really trying to get back to that. So 347-719-3350. Leave us your thoughts, your comments on something you heard, you watched, or something like that. Give us a shout out. Let us know where you're calling from. All of that good stuff. Follow me on the socials. MushKing _ is where you can find me there. What else? That's pretty much all I have for this week. So, folks, don't let nobody try to come in and tell you to move out the fire lane when you're just sitting there waiting for a friend. Don't let them do it. That shit really pissed me off. And I'm still mad, even though it's been weeks later. I'm still mad when I think about that. Like, she really played with my top. Like, you really played my top, man. But I'm about to get up out of here. Be sure to tell your story, because you never know who's listening, because guess what? Everybody got a story to tell. And when I was sitting in that car waiting for my friend, she really told me, like, oh, well, if a fire truck comes, then you're going to be in the way. Ma'am, it's 9 o'clock at night and there is no sign of a fire. Get out my face. Good night.
This is the CWF network, where we bring you big content in small pieces. Follow us on Instagram at CWFP_. Okay, bye.